you want to talk about a heavyweight fight. This is probably the game that we were all most excited about coming to the season. I do think Texas is this is gonna come down to, I really hope it is one of these great games. I think it comes down to the wire.
I know you're high on Clemson. I just want to give you the floor for a second right now. Kind of, how are you feeling this morning? Look, you can't go on the road. We talked about this and turn the ball over in the red zone, miss chip-chop field goals in the red zone, and let a team keep on believing and believing and believing. This isn't a Journey concert. It's a college football game. But do you blame a little bit of Dabo's skill position problems on not using the portal? I mean, sometimes you got to grow up, Peter Pan, Count Chocula.
No, yes. I blame myself for not looking at the writings on the wall here. On Sunday night, we look at Florida State, the team that has and program that has, definitely had their downswings over the past few years, but has come back and trying to take that throne from Clemson. And look at their wide receivers. I think Johnny Wilson, he's a transfer. Obviously, Keon Coleman's a transfer. Then you look over at Clemson yesterday, or Clemson, however you want to say it. There hasn't been a wide receiver that scared me. And I'll be honest, I don't mind Will Shipley. I think he's a good college running back. He's never scared me either. So, who's the last true Clemson skill position guy that's been like, oh my goodness gracious, I don't want him to get the ball? I think you have to go back to
ETN?
ETN, Justin
Ross. He just went through that. He went through that injury.
Which was unfortunate. But man, their wide receivers, the tight ends, it just leaves so much to be desired.
Yeah, and Jack, again, we said this during the whole offseason. I love Will Shipley, but if Will Shipley's your best skill player at Clemson, you're not beating Bama. You're not beating Georgia. Well, you know what Will Shipley is? He's garlic mashed potatoes to the steak. He shouldn't be the steak. He should be the garlic mashed potatoes. Oh man, it's a great side. Look, I love mashed potatoes.
He's the fix.
This isn't a white joke either. This isn't a white joke.
You said mashed potatoes. So
yeah, okay. Oh, here we go. Let's just run with it.
He's the fixins.
Yeah, he's the fixins, right? You want good fixins. But where's T. Higgins? Where's Mike Williams? Where are these? Where's Hunter Renfrow? Speaking about white, Haru the Great White Ninja, where's he at out there? I'm watching guys that look like they're in middle school run around out there, but it's been shocking to kind of watch that, and we'll see with Dabo, Garrett Riley over there running Clemson's offense that just so happens to look exactly like Garrett Riley's offense.
I'm just trying to think back on it. Did Kate Klubnik throw the ball down the field further than 10 to 15 yards?
Jack, we just got done talking about it. Them and LSU did not test the deep third at all. It was shocking to me. It was almost like they were afraid. It was almost like they were afraid to let Cade sling it down the field a little bit.
Which is also, I was so disappointed in Cade. Obviously, there's still a long way to go and whatnot. I think back to a lot of games when guys we think are, oh my God, this guy stinks. And then a year later, 2 years later, we're like, wow, remember that game. But, geez, there were so many things with Cade last night that I looked at him and it was just, ugh. Where's that 5-star potential we've been hearing about for the past 2 summers?
Yeah. Well, he didn't get any better from last year. What did Cade improve on through the offseason? Name one thing. I'll sit here and wait.
Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, no, I can't. I can't name one thing.
Yeah. The thing about Cade is he'll make one throw, you're like, there it is. Mm-hmm. Like he made a throw and an out on 3rd and 7 last night. Where I'm just like,
I think progression.
That's it. Well, progression, he's running an RPO offense.
Consistency is the hardest part.
Yeah, that's exactly
I used to be able to make all the throws too. But
I heard you still can.
Just not all the time. That's why I stopped playing eventually.
But hey, speaking about quarterbacks, we're going to find out. Jalen Milroe got a big one against
Texas Longhorns. They're going on a little road trip to Tuscaloosa, and word on the street is some of Alabama's DBs are banged up. Malachi Moore, Jalen Key may not play. How's this one going to shake out, man? Can Steve Sarkisian go back to Tuscaloosa and pick up a win, Jack?
So this is, you want to talk about a heavyweight fight. This is probably the game that we were all most excited about coming to the season. I do think Texas is going to, this is going to come down to, I really hope it is one of these great games. I think it comes down to the wire. I'm not sold on Jalen. I'm not sold on Alabama at all. This is the least dangerous Alabama team I can really remember. Now, it's still littered with 5-stars. It's still littered with great coaches. But, I mean, the two coordinators are new. Do we know Tommy Rees is going to be phenomenal in this big game? I mean, I know he's been a part of big games at Notre Dame, but last year, he didn't really put together a great game against Ohio State. He didn't put a really great game together against Clemson. So we'll see. And Jalen Milroe, I mean, yeah, he threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for 2 against Middle Tennessee. But what does that tell you?
No. Everyone knows we need to have Black Rifle coffee every morning. Every single morning. And if you don't have it, you just need to go back to sleep and start over. So there's the ad read. No, I'm just kidding. Not only do they have ready-to-drink cans for people with no time to brew coffee in the traditional way, but their coffee subscription gives you a chance to purchase limited edition flavors. They give you nothing but the best. Coffee of the Month Club, you get premium roast from the best farms worldwide. And guess what? Rumor has it, the Flamin' Dragon Brew's on the way.
It's in the mix.
You keep saying that.
Look, it's on a need to know, all right?
I need to know.
Well, I'll tell you after the show. If you
No, the people need to know.
I'll tell the people too, but after the show.
I tell you what, you put on a mustache, you can say whatever you want. What do you got, David?
Power llama. That's a llama. Those are machine guns.
Yeah.
That is a 7-foot ammo belt.
Yeah, we call that we call that an Egyptian tank.
Yeah.
An Egyptian tank?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here's your coffee.
Yeah, there you go. September's premium roast is called the Space Bear.
Dude.
Space Bear. I've had that one.
You want to talk about terrifying? You just landed on Mars.
Good God.
Yeah, and there's a space bear.
Just not that. I'd rather fight
this weekend.
I'd rather fight the white spikes than the space bears.
Oh, well.
Let's go to blackriflecoffee.com. Use promo code Booster at checkout for 10% off your order. blackriflecoffee.com. Use that promo code Booster for 10% off. Black Rifle Coffee, America's coffee. Welcome to space. There's a bear. Good luck. I don't think we know I think the best part about this game is we don't know between Texas and Alabama. Texas wasn't super flashy against Rice. Quinn wasn't elite. I think they were Sark and them were saving a lot. Obviously, you're looking ahead to Bama week 2. Let's not pretend like these are human beings we're dealing with. With Bama, I thought Milroe hit open receivers. That's great. You're not going to be able to pick up the ball, dust it off, and go run for 70 yards and a touchdown against Texas. That's not saying he won't make big plays with his feet.
He will.
Because he's an absolute athlete. He'll get him out of some trouble. But can you make those 5? I said the same thing about Joe Milton, and we've seen a lot more Joe Milton than we have Jalen Milroe. Can you make those 3 to 5, 5 to 7 throws in tight windows during the game on big downs to be able to extend drive? Those NFL throws we talk about. You go look at Alabama's, their system was a little bit more open than what I thought. There was a little more 10 personnel than what I thought, a little more designed quarterback run game than I thought, and I think you can get away with that when you do have not depth at quarterback, but you still have a quarterback battle somewhat where, hey, if Jalen Milroe does get a little bit banged up, we throw Tyler Buckner in there, we throw Ty Simpson in there, maybe, depending on what's going on. But the best part about this game to me is I don't know about Alabama yet. I don't know about Texas yet, but having Malachi Moore beat up and having the key kid beat up with what Texas has at wide receiver and at tight end, Quinn Ewers, he seems to save his best games for the biggest moments. We saw the first half last year. But again, is Alabama going to hurt their quarterback again? Every time they play Texas, they hurt the quarterback. I mean, again, is that what we're going to see?
Let's keep an eye on these DBs because that's going to be huge. I was impressed with Jalen Milroe, though, throwing the football downfield. We know that he has a live arm, and forget about his legs. I mean, he's going to be the best athlete on every field he steps on. But he was accurate down the field, and he made the right reads. That's what you want to see. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care if you're on air or 7-on-7. Like, that's what you want to see. My question is, can he do it after he gets hit in the face a couple times with the Texas front 7? Can he do it when they're down by 3 and there's 4 minutes left and he has to lead a game-winning drive? Those are the coming-of-age moments that every Alabama quarterback is going to have to play. And for Quinn Ewers on the other side, buddy, you missed the second half of last year's game.
Here's your chance.
Now it's your time. What happens if you're down 3 with 4 minutes left? It's your coming-of-age moment. I feel a little bit more comfortable taking Alabama now, but let's keep an eye on these defensive backs, though, as we move
I think
forward.
This game might come down to who kicks field goals and who gets the ball in the end zone. I think both teams are going to be able to move the ball on offense. Jack, we're getting the Booster Club here, bud. We're going to go to Cody Nason, 95. He wants to know, what team do you see getting a reality check in week 2?
Oof.
I know mine.
A reality check in week 2. I mean, so I think I think that I'm going to flip the question on him. I think there's so many, like, either Miami or Texas A&M is going to get a.
I thought maybe
check.
you were going there. Yeah, I thought maybe you'd go there with that one.
I don't know exactly. I'm excited about both these teams. I think whoever loses this game can still have a pretty good season. But I mean, both these teams are excited. Texas A&M fans are really excited. They both played subpar G5 teams. No offense to them. I mean, they took care of business, and there's something to be said about that. But they, Texas A&M dropped 45 on New Mexico State, and then I believe, or maybe it was New Mexico. That
it was New Mexico.
But I'm really excited. That's, again, obviously Texas Alabama takes the cake. It's the main event of the evening and whatnot. But I am really excited about that game. I think that one's, and I also think. There's a sneaky game in Texas. Baylor had a really, really tough game, but Utah's going to Baylor. That could be a wake up. Utah's feeling really good, but they're 6-point favorites on the road. Baylor, it's one of those, no one believes in them. And then also, I mean, I hate to say it, but let's not chalk up a W for Colorado already.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough game against Nebraska as well.
How about Ole Miss at Tulane?
I was just about to say.
How about Ole Miss?
I think the opposite, though. I think Tulane's going to get a reality.
Gotcha. You think Ole Miss just...
Because everybody's been... Okay. Look, Ole Miss good on offense.
Yeah, they are good.
Look,
Duncan's a real deal.
They're good. I'll watch them. I know they're playing...
Yeah. Heisman dark horse.
Yeah, I know they're playing Mercer, right? But if Jackson Dart's biggest problem last year was he kept throwing it to intermediate defenders, linebackers, and nickels. He was pretty good over the top. He was pretty good underneath. It was in the middle that cost him. It's like that Goldilocks porridge, right? Oh, this one's a little too hot. This one's a little too cold. Ooh, this one's just right. Jackson may have that porridge just right this year. But Tulane, everybody's gassing him up. Michael Pratt, best Pratt since Chris Pratt. Oh, look, it's Star-Lord's brother. Warlord, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I'm telling you right now, Ole Miss is going down there. They've been, all they've heard about is you're going to get upset against Tulane. Look at how cool Tulane's jerseys are. Well, guess what? Ole Miss got some powder blues too, buddy. And look,
best uniforms in college football.
I'm telling you, we'll see.
A lot of people don't know, but Goldilocks got away with breaking and entering.
She did. It's a B&E.
I'm not standing
Nobody
for
talks about it. It was a B&E.
And Peter Pan's a bad guy.
All right, Jack. Travis Elder wants to know, how likely is it that the Pac-12 will finish with the best conference in football at the end of the season?
I mean...
Do it.
If Texas wins on Saturday night, and we were talking about this yesterday. I was talking about it. Every fan base of these other conferences are kind of like a dog right now that it's been in the cage the entire day. Maybe you went, maybe you went golfing or something, and you left the puppy at home, and you open up that cage once you get home, and the puppy's just running. It's doing zoomies because people are chomping at the bit right now to come at the SEC. And if Bama loses, and let's say Miami beats Texas A&M.
Oh, I know, Jack. It's going to be miserable. It's going to be just unbearable.
And let's say, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of other SEC games this weekend, but the Pac-12, I think, I'm going to still stand strong. The SEC is going to be the best conference at the end of the year, but Pac-12 may be set. Will they dethrone? It's so ironic that the best Pac-12 we've seen in
I know.
2 decades is
their last year.
Yeah,
I know.
They're 13-0 right now.
Well, it's like they say you get that shot of adrenaline right before you die. They're like, how did that person crawl that last 5 feet or whatever? It's like the last breath for the Pac-12.
A dead cat bounce. Yeah.
That's exactly right. But man, Jack, we really appreciate you getting up with us this morning, man. You guys do a fantastic job over there. Tell everybody where they can find you. It's the first time we've had you on Crane & Company. We'd love to have you again, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. This was awesome. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatnot, Jack Mac. On TikTok, it's Jack Mac Barstool. On Twitter, it's Jack Mac CFB. That's MAC, not MACK. And then Unnecessary Roughness, we have 3 episodes a week, college football talk. And yeah, would love to come back whenever. Really appreciate you guys, and this was a lot of fun.
Definitely, man. Tell Brandon Walker I need Mississippi State to cover against Arizona. Don't blow it.
All right, I'll tell him.
All right, man.
Appreciate it, Jack.
Appreciate it, Jack. Hey, YouTube, we are less than 200 subs away from 100,000. By the time you're reading this or listening to this, I'm probably already dead, and/or we passed 100,000 subs. We appreciate it. Let's get to 200,000 because we choose to do it because it's hard, not because it's easy. Appreciate you guys.